Scattered rain showers likely this afternoon, otherwise cloudy skies expected. High temperatures reach up to 59, west winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Clear skies tonight, lows dip down to about 43. Sunny skies again. Tomorrow, highs level off around 68. Hear weather twice an hour or online anytime at DeWittDailyNews.com. Currently, it's 56.
MR Systems Wireless is your local internet provider for Clinton and surrounding area. They have the products you want and the local service you deserve. MR Systems Wireless Internet service for home or business includes unlimited data, unlimited streaming, and unlimited calling. Plans start at just $48 a month and get a free Roku 4 lease with our media packages. Get the speed you need with MR Systems Wireless. Call them at 935-2100. That's 935-2100 for MR Systems Wireless.
Scott Baum here from Baum Chevrolet Buick in Clinton. Search our big selection of pre-owned cars and trucks by clicking our icon at DeWittDailyNews.com.
Dr. Bradley Grant here for Mid-State Eye in Clinton. If you have unused eye care benefits, now's the time to schedule an appointment with us before the end of the year. Click our icon at DeWittDailyNews.com.
Employers with employees who are exposed to extreme heat or cold put workers at risk and could face higher workers' compensation costs. With help from the Illinois On-Site Safety and Health Program, employers can request a free and confidential on-site visit to identify and develop solutions to workplace hazards. Simply visit worksafe.illinois.gov, sponsored by the Illinois Department of Labor via a 21D grant from the U.S. Department of Labor and aired in cooperation with the IBA and this station.
Breathe easier with Gibson Area Hospital and Dr. Ismail Bobat, now providing pulmonology health services to DeWitt County at Warner Hospital in Clinton. Your pulmonology health is important, and Dr. Bobat specializes in asthma, COPD, occupational and complex lung diseases and infections, sleep apnea, insomnia, and more. For healthier breathing, book your appointment with Dr. Bobat in Clinton today. Call 217-784-2212.
At Golden Harvest, our best skill is knowing how to listen. From our Gold Series soybean and game-changing corn portfolios to our expert insights housed in the Illuminate digital agronomy platform, everything we offer is an answer to what we've heard from you. This is how we listen.
Copyright 2021 Syngenta. The trademarks or service marks used herein are the property of a Syngenta Group company. All other trademarks are the property of their respective owners.
Your friend in Central Illinois, WHOW.
Top of the morning. Thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Seth Lawrence. The WHOW Morning Show streams to Facebook and YouTube. It's brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. My guest in studio this morning is Mr. Bob Marsh with the Kenney Heritage Association. Good morning, Bob.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing well. How you doing?
I'm good.
Good to hear. A big event coming up this weekend for the Kenney Heritage Association. We'll dive into the kind of specifics in a minute, but what's going on this weekend for the Kenney Heritage Association?
Well, the Kennedy Heritage Association is hosting a sale of Christmas items, very timely event, of items that we used over a 20-year period for the Festival of Christmas Trees that was held for a number of years at the Kennedy Community Center.
Yeah, I remember that event well. My kids always enjoyed going through and just looking at all the trees. And so selling off those decorations, correct?
Yeah. If you're looking for any kind of things to add to your decorations around your house or business, this is a great place to come. We've got trees, lights, garlands, you name it, it's there.
All right. So be a part of that Friday and Saturday, correct?
Right, yeah. Friday and Saturday at the community center from 8 in the morning until 2 in the afternoon.
Both days.
Both days.
Both days. Yeah. All right. Very good. So, Bob, let's remind folks as we welcome you in studio for the first time today, Kenney Heritage Association. What do you guys do? What are you all about?
Well, it was founded back in 1995. A group of people decided that Kennedy needed some help. And so they determined to get together and try to establish a place for the community to serve one another, to have a place where people could gather. The building that was called the Oddfellows Building became available, and through a joint effort with the city of Kenney and the community, the Heritage Association, they decided to take care of that building, to provide a place for people to have special events, to do catering, to have gatherings, and there are groups that meet there every week, and there are groups that use it only once in a lifetime. But it's a really neat old historic facility. The association also maintains a bit of a museum of the city of Kenney.
Oh, no kidding.
There's it's really kind of cool. There's some old there's lots of things from the Kenney High School and photographs. There's uniforms from people who've served overseas in the military over the years. Lots of historic artifacts. It's really pretty neat. It's
I
on
never
the
knew
upper
that.
floors. Yeah,
I never knew that. That's
Yeah.
great. So when it comes to the Heritage Association, if I'm remembering right, a lot of work went into the interior of that building when the Kenney Heritage Association got involved, right?
Yeah, when they picked it up, it needed some work. The building needed some work, and the effort and the purchase of the building or the donation of the building from the Oddfellows was to the city of Kenney. They agreed to take care of the exterior, and they do, the village of Kenney, and then the interior decorating and care of the facilities is left to the Heritage Association. And so they've done it's a beautiful facility. I've been amazed. I've only been in Kenney for about a year and a half, and to walk through the facility, to see the museum on the upper floors, the big grand ballroom on the second floor, and then downstairs the two rooms that most people are familiar with are the ones at street level. It's all been redone. It's all beautiful and in great shape.
It really is. It really is.
It's incredible. The work that they've done over the years has been great.
Now, you mentioned there's folks in and out all the time. Do you mind if I ask, like, what groups are utilizing this space? I never realized how popular it was.
There's a ladies group that meets there every Wednesday for coffee break and just gathers. There's other groups that meet. I'm not sure all of them. I'm still relatively new to the community, but I know that it gets used a lot for graduation parties, for funeral gatherings. Of course, we do the pancake and sausage breakfast every January there. There's just lots and lots of activities that take place there. The Civic League, the Kenney Civic League, also meets there on a regular basis as well. So it's a busy place. Our caretaker is frazzled most of the time from the cleaning and care of the building and booking the reservations for it. So it's a really hopping place.
Yeah, Bob, do you mind if I ask you about your time on the Heritage Association?
Sure.
You know, how that's gone, what you've learned. How about some of those things?
We just moved to the community a year and a half ago or so, and I wanted to get involved in the village, and my degree's in history, so I thought that the Heritage Committee would be the one to join. The Heritage Association, and so it's been really fun getting to know. Well, it's about meeting people, and the people that are on that committee and in the association are just very special. Most of them are lifetimers from Kenney, and that's really great for a person who's brand new. To get to know the heritage. And small villages have faced a tough season, and will continue to. Let's face it. But there is something unique and special about small towns.
From a history perspective, what have you come to learn about the building, the Heritage Association, whatever the case may be, that has fascinated you?
One of the things I learned was that the street that I live on, which is Howard Street, there. Is named after two brothers who played professional baseball for the Pirates and the Cubs.
Really?
And went on to have careers as managers, I believe, in the Major League Baseball as well. So
no kidding.
I had no idea. I've actually went online and looked it up and saw some old baseball cards of their stuff. Really, this is a long time ago.
Yeah.
And that same road is part of an old Lincoln Trail. Before Kenney even existed, when Lincoln made his route from Mount Pulaski to go to Clinton to practice law, he took an old farm trail basically through the countryside, and it went down that road and took a corner took a left a little bit later to go up to Kenney. Clinton. So it's just I just eat that stuff up.
I'll bet.
My wife and I ride our bikes each morning out into the countryside, and we came across a marker that mentioned that Lincoln Road, and so I started doing some exploring on that. So,
really?
Yeah, it's really a neat town.
What else have you explored as it relates to the history of Kenney?
I know that it was a major crossroads for a couple of railroad lines that went right through the middle of town. Only one goes through now. And at the time, my brother, who's a local pastor and has been here for more than 20 years, he tells me that at the time, Kenney and Clinton were kind of competing as to which was going to be the main center of the county.
Oh, really?
As far as population. And people used to ride trains apparently from Chicago to a dress shop that was in Kenney to pick up stuff. And
no kidding.
It was a thriving little community. But then again, according to my brother, there was a fire that wiped out a lot of the downtown, and they just simply never recovered.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's still some cool stuff going on there. There's a great local pub and a little restaurant runs the side of it. And there's a business across the street in the Opera House that apparently makes pipe organs. And I find that fascinating. Having lived in Europe for a while, I went to a lot of cathedrals with a lot of pipe organs, and it's interesting to think that they get made and serviced and worked on
in Kenney,
and from in Kenney. And so I've never met the gentleman. Sorry about that, but I'd love to. And I think it's really cool that there's still an impact from that little community. Plus, the farming is amazing.
Sure, sure. The agriculture is kind of what it's come to be known for now. So
right, yeah, and the elevator there is extremely busy. Obviously, this time of year.
Absolutely. Again, Bob Marsh with us this morning, Kenney Heritage Association, joining us in studio. Now, back to our reason for getting in here this morning, Bob. Of course, you mentioned the Christmas holiday sale that's going on at this weekend in Kenney. Talk a little bit about just again highlight that sale, what's available, and the history on how we got to where we're at here today. How about those things?
Yeah, the sale was begun back in the mid 90s, I believe, or shortly thereafter, but it's been going on for many years, over 20 years. So it was late 90s or early 2000s they started doing this thing, and they would gather together. People were invited to come in and decorate trees of different sizes, and they would set them up on that main floor, from my understanding. And you said you went there with your son.
A couple of times with my kids.
You
sure.
maybe know better than I. Did it also go up into the ballroom and upstairs?
There was one year it did. They had a Santa upstairs, and there were some. I think they put some trees up there as well. So yeah, it did go upstairs from what I remember.
Yeah. So people were asked to come in and decorate Christmas trees and make Christmas scenes in their booth area, I guess, and they could do it any theme, any way they wanted to do it, and it would last for 3 days. At the end of that time, all the materials would be taken down and put into storage areas all throughout that building. And the committee, as time went by, and it kind of lost a little bit of the wind in the sails, they decided that they were going to no longer do it. That was just prior to COVID hitting, and then COVID really changed all the dynamics. And so this year they decided that they wanted to try to clear out some of those storage areas that are holding all these little treasures from far away, in the past, and from more recent times as well. And so there are, I helped them unload some of those storage areas. And then over the weekend, some of the guys brought them downstairs to the main level where the sale's going to be held. And there are trees of every size, shape, and even color. We have from a 12-foot to probably smaller than 3-foot little trees. They are traditional greens of different shades and varieties. There's white trees. There's aluminum trees from back.
I was going to say, I think I remember seeing my first aluminum tree at this event. Yeah.
And there's little fiber optic ones that you just plug in and they light up all on their own. There's a variety of nativity sets. Those little miniature village sets that people have.
Oh, sure. Oh, love those things.
Yeah. Some of them are lighted and some are not. They're available.
Nice.
There are multiple strings of lights, lots of ribbons, Christmas candles, garlands. There's ornaments and tree toppers. Various sizes and shapes of wreaths that can be used. Some are decorated, some are not. There's household decorations like centerpieces, outdoor Santas and snowmen. Some of them are animated that people can pick up. It's like if you're a fan of the Christmas Story, that movie, with you'll poke your eye out guy at Higbee's in Cleveland. If you like some of that vintage old Christmas stuff and you want to just go in and just smell the smells and see the sights and pick up a few great deals, this is a great way to do it.
It's funny because my kids had, I don't think they had just been introduced to it, but we watched the Charlie Brown Christmas special, right? And they talk about the aluminum trees. I had never seen an aluminum tree, and we went to this thing, and like myself and my kids were like just amazed at the knock on it, it's aluminum and all that stuff. So yeah, it was that it's quite.
You're younger than I remember when they were a thing.
Oh man, that never been a thing for us at least. But Bob, I look at the clock. We need a timeout here, my friend. How do folks learn more about this sale? And we'll talk more about it after the break. But just in general, maybe the sale and Kenney Heritage Association. Where do they go? Who do they call?
We've got some flyers up around town, and so you can keep an eye out for those. But if you want more information, I'll give you a couple of numbers. One is Mike Morse. He's the president of the association. His number is 217-671-0676. Bobby Morse is a number I'm going to give you as well, both for information about this, but she's also the one who I said is so busy coordinating the rental of rooms and things. So if you want to do an event at the community center, Bobby's the person to talk to.
Sure.
Her number is 217-853-0626. And then I'll give you my number too. It's an odd one because I purchased it when I was in New York. The number is 607-271-0617.
Very good. Bob Marsh with the Kenney Heritage Association in studio with us. We've got more with him coming your way on the morning show.
WHOW.
Are you a friend of agriculture? This is Scott Baum from Baum Chevrolet Buick in Clinton. We're giving a $500 Friends of Ag discount to anyone that orders a new Chevrolet or Buick to be built just for you this month. Are you a friend of ag? You are if you're a member of any ag organization employed by any ag-related business, including research, inputs, manufacturing, sales, and marketing, and of course, ag education. Come in, order yours today. BaumChevyBuick.com. Right from the start.
In the 48th State Senate District, we need to elect a no-nonsense state senator like Doris Turner. Doris will root out bad policy and plant the seeds for a better future. Electing Doris Turner is the smart choice. Doris Turner has delivered needed tax relief. She expanded the biodiesel sales tax exemption, protecting our economy and environment. Doris voted to protect our reliable energy and property rights. Elect Doris Turner as our state senator. Paid for by Illinois Farm Bureau Activator.
Life is uncertain. Stop in and see me, State Farm Agent Jason France, on the west side of the Clinton Square, or click our icon at DeWittDailyNews.com and see how our full lineup of State Farm insurance and financial services can help protect your family.
Local farm broadcaster Jared White covers the local agriculture news you need to know. Hear his reports by downloading the free WHOW mobile app.
From school physicals to annual exams, the SIU Center for Family Medicine, located inside the Logan County Health Department at 109 3rd Street in Lincoln, is here to help. It is important for kids and adults to see a provider on a regular basis to prevent illnesses. New students, preschoolers, kindergartners, 6th and 9th grade students are required to get a physical exam. Now is the time to schedule your child's back-to-school physical. Call SIU Center for Family Medicine at 217-735-2317 or click their icon at DeWittDailyNews.com.
Your friend in Central Illinois. WHOW.
Once again, good morning. Thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Seth Lawrence. The WHW Morning Show is streaming to Facebook and YouTube. It's brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. Bob Marsh, Kenney Heritage Association, joins us in studio today. Bob, one more time, highlight the Kenney Christmas sale coming up Friday and Saturday of this week. Just give us the when and where, and we'll go from there.
Okay, it's going to be this coming Friday and Saturday, the 4th and 5th of November from 8 to 2 at the Kenney Community Center, which is right on Johnston Street downtown. You can't miss it. And it's going to be featuring all sorts of Christmas items from the late 90s through things that are actually literally still in the box. That last year that they did it, they would each year go out and catch all the post-Christmas sales, to prepare for the next year. So they had done that, bought a bunch of stuff for the next show, and then decided that they were probably not going to do it. This was
Right.
just before COVID. So all of that brand new stuff went into these storage areas at the
Oh, wow.
community center as well.
Uh-huh.
And so you can find things that were literally bought in probably 1995, and you can find things that were bought in 2019 right next to each other, and they're all going to be available.
Perfect.
There's one other thing that I didn't mention earlier that's going to be available,
Mhm.
and that is Rada knives. They're a set of cutlery and really high quality made in America knives. And we have the association apparently used to sell those at a kind of, they would set up a booth
Mhm.
at summer events and at the Festival of Trees during some years. They've got a supply of those that they've had in storage as well, and they're going to liquidate that as well. So
Wow.
there are some that are sold individually and as sets, but then they have some that are actually in gift boxes all ready to go. And so if people are coming, or if they're looking for a Christmas gift and they have a family member that's maybe looking for some kitchen knives, this would be a place to maybe pick up a really good deal.
I see.
On something.
I see.
As well. So,
Excellent.
yeah.
So check that out as well, definitely. So that comes up on Friday and Saturday of this week. Bob, where do fundraising dollars, whether it's this one, whether it's, other events the Kenney Heritage Association does, what do you guys do with those funds?
Well, we use them on the building. We use them to maintain the building, keep it painted and looking good. As I mentioned earlier, we host a lot of people's parties, gatherings, family reunions, graduation parties, funeral gatherings. The community uses it substantially over the course of a year, and we want it to look as good as possible. And so we keep it painted, we keep it clean, we keep the exterior. The city does the exterior, but we do the decorating.
Right.
And so it's a big job. And we also have a person that is hired that takes care of cleaning up and preparing before a group goes in and then after they're done. So the expenses are all poured right back into the building.
Right.
And
so
honestly, it's a mission of love,
Yeah,
it's
a labor of love.
a love of the community and a love for that building.
Yeah.
It has a lot of neat history and architecture. And I would encourage people when they come to take a few moments, if they're able, and to take a walk up into those upper level rooms. And
That's
see,
a really cool
see
upper
the
room.
things that are there.
Yeah,
It's very, very cool. And check out the artifacts and the historical displays that are on display.
Well, even the architecture of the building
yeah.
is very unique.
Oh yeah, they don't build them like they used to.
Right,
And
exactly.
it's
exactly.
really neat to be able to go through it.
Sure.
As far as funding sources, the association does a pancake breakfast in January, which is coming up. We'll talk about it in a little bit. And that's a major fundraiser for us.
Why don't you go ahead and give us the details on that? That's fine.
It's going to be on January 28th. And it starts, now I'm caught with the time information, but it's going to be on January 28th.
Okay.
We'll have more. I'll be back to tell you more.
That
about
is fine. Perfect.
But I'll tell you, it's a very popular event. We make fresh pancakes. The sausage comes freshly made from a local farmer who works with us and provides us with a local hog. And it's outstanding. People that I talk to, and again, I've only been here a year, but people told me last year when I was working the event that they came every year to that just for the sausage.
Yeah.
And literally we sold a ton of sausage just to people who that's what they wanted. They just wanted to get sausage and take it home and to buy it in bulk even. So
yeah,
it's a very popular event. They also sell trinkets and food and treats during the Kenney Heritage Festival, which takes place in the fall of each year, and that's a little bit of a fundraiser that we do. So there are just small things here and there.
Very good.
Yeah.
Well, Bob, I hate to do this to you. I've got about a minute left with you. Anything I haven't touched on today you want to make sure we know, whether it's about the upcoming Christmas sale, pancake breakfast, Kenney Heritage Association in general? What did I miss you want to put out there today?
I would just put a plug in for Kenney. It's a really neat community. If people haven't been out there for a while, I'd invite you to come and check out the community, have a drink and a burger at the depot, and just walk around and enjoy the community. And it's a great place to live, and a great place to have neighbors, and just encourage you to come out and check it out. And especially this Friday and Saturday.
Yes, give us the times on that one more time.
It's going to be from 8 to 2. And it's going to be at the Kenney Heritage Center, Community Center. And really would like to have people come out and it's a great place to pick up some great bargains for your Christmas decorating this year.
Kenney Heritage Association on social media by chance?
Again, you've caught me.
Gotcha.
If we're not, I can tell you that we're going to be, because
All right.
I've recognized as we're talking that we need to have a website and a place where we can have people go.
Well, Bob, it was good to meet you. It was good to have you in. Thanks for making time for us.
Thank you, Seth.
Bob Marsh with the Kenney Heritage Association, my guest in studio. Network news on the way on the morning show.